Hey everyone. So I'm hiding out in one of my kids' rooms, so I apologize if anything gets interrupted. I will hopefully not, but you know how my live videos go. So I had a few New Year's style type live videos planned, which I did a poll yesterday here on which one you'd like to see the most, and turns out you want to see all of them. The first one that an overwhelming majority of you seem to want to first see the 2018 income report. So, okay, good, somebody's on here, because I was thinking, am I actually live right now? And so obviously you guys can all rewatch this from the beginning, but I was just saying that I had 3 different New Year's style videos I wanted to share. Goals, goal setting. I was also thinking a little bit about planning and that kind of thing. And then my 2018 income report. Now, I've had a lot of requests for this on YouTube from blog students, Create Your Blog Dream students. And there's a few reasons why I haven't shared it. One, I mean, obviously, talking about income is weird. 2, it's difficult with the accounting for everything. So I use QuickBooks. And it's really nice the way it works. So basically, you hook up your QuickBooks with everything that you use and pay for. So I have my PayPal, both my credit card, my debit card. I have an Amazon credit card, and my, what else? My Etsy, or that's in PayPal. Anyways, every transaction that happens for me goes into my QuickBooks, and then I'm able just to mark everything income or business expense. It's just a very easy process where it all comes through and you mark it. So I know what I've made, but actually narrowing down the source for everything is really tricky because, for an example, the product side of my business, so selling pillow covers and stockings and fabric, that has a lot of expense attached to it. So I have employees that come here and they sew, and then the fabric is really expensive, and that's probably my biggest business expense. So figuring out what portion came from that's a little less straightforward. And then figuring out what came from affiliates and sponsored posts and ad income, that's a little bit easier because I can just search that right there in QuickBooks. I can see what it is. But the problem is deciding when I buy a new camera, who do I take that from? Did a portion of that come from sponsored posts? Did a portion of that come from affiliates? Obviously, I bought it as a business. So I'm basically my point in all of that is that this is not exact. Because I have all these business expenses and I don't know exactly which one I should say, if I made X amount in affiliates, portion of that was my camera. So with that being said, I can tell you which part came from which because I know that everyone's curious, how does this break down? How much is from selling a product, selling something digital, doing affiliate sales, and what you can expect for your own business. So for me personally, in the year 2018, my total income without with all the expenses taken out is just over $190,000. Now, there are still a few more things that I think I can deduct. So I'm going to probably have a slightly different number whenever I actually finish up all my taxes in the spring. But thereabouts. This is with, QuickBooks, but then there's can I deduct my portion of my electric bill? Those are the things that I have to still talk to my accountant that I haven't done. But straightforward things like I spend, $60 a month for my email service, or I bought a new lens or a new computer. Those are deducted, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to switch off my face for a second. Okay. Actually, I'll just tell you. So first up is affiliates. Now this varies from blogger to blogger. I have some friends that make most of their income from ads. So whether that be through an ad network like Mediavine or AdThrive, YouTube, Facebook ads. So now Facebook allows you to monetize your videos, which is new. And then affiliate income. I have Amazon, Reward Style, Share Sale, Commission Junction, which I showed you in the course. Hey, Sue. And then I also have a few independent parties. So I have Berkey, which I've told you about, Bluehost. That's a result of this course. Referring Bluehost has been an affiliate opportunity for me. And then Grove Collaborative. So Grove Collaborative is a like natural cleaning thing that I have an affiliate link for that does really well. So the affiliate total for the year 2018 was $53,339. So that is my biggest. Of all the income streams, affiliates for me are the best. Now, the reason I think this is so is because I, one, take fewer sponsored posts. So my audience really trusts that when I recommend something that I really love it, and that's true, I do recommend things that I actually love. And so when you build that trust with your audience, your affiliate income is going to be a little bit higher. Now, the way that breaks down, surprisingly, my number one affiliate income for the year 2018 is Berkey water filters. So that's a little bit over 20K. And that's, to me, just crazy. But I love my Berkey. People know I love it. And I have a video out on YouTube that does really well, and it ranks, and people click on my link. My second most high affiliate is Amazon, and that's around 17,000. And then mostly little things, Grove Collaborative, just over 7,000, Bluehost over 2, and then Commission Junction 1,000, Share Sale. Oh wait, I missed Reward Style, closer to 4,000. And then Share Sale like $500. So a few things are still outstanding. Like I know Share Sale currently owes me about $2,500, but my next payment isn't set until January. And then same for Bluehost. I think they owe me about $4,000 again January. So, yay, Sue. So you're one of those people. I mean, Berkey's, this is just a good example of something that we've always used. And so referring it's been easy. And then also I have it in the back of all my videos, so naturally people ask about it. So Sue, I know that you do essential oils. I'm thinking I need to start having all of my essential oils. Awesome. See, everybody bought that Berkey. That's why I can tell you this huge income for it. I need to start putting my essential oils in the background because I'm going to share with you the doTERRA portion of this income for the year. It's not huge, but it could be bigger if I drew more attention to the fact that I use them. Okay, so there's the affiliate total. That's the largest. Now, the second largest is very unexpected for this year. At the beginning of this year, I had no intentions of launching a course, and obviously I did. That's why I'm talking to you guys. So okay, first of all, this number is a bit skewed because I still have outstanding payments of close to $15,000. So really, this would be my highest, not affiliates, but just based on what I have been paid so far this year. Affiliates is my highest. Okay, so next down is Teachable. That is just under $50,000. Like I said, there's outstanding for the course in 2019 or 18. Okay. Okay, and then the next one down, which this is where people think I make the most money from my blog. And it's actually the third most profitable, so not quite. And that is ad income. So it breaks down like this. AdThrive, which is my ad network. I told you guys about Mediavine in the course because they have a lower barrier for entry. And honestly, I switched from Mediavine to AdThrive and don't really see much of a difference or why I would switch. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend switching. But anyways, my AdThrive portion was $24,670. Google AdSense, which is YouTube. I think this will surprise people because I think people think with a high YouTube following and millions of views this year that this would be higher. It's not. 10,093. And then like I just mentioned, Facebook just launched their video ad thing. And so that has been in the last maybe 5 months. 6,844. So my ad income total for the year 2018 is 41,607. Okay, sponsored posts. Now I'm going to discuss at the end of this video how I expect things to change for 2019. And this is one area that I expect to change because I just am getting started with sponsored posts. I have not done a lot of them. I know that my blog friends get them all the time. I'm thinking about going with an agent, and she basically, this is a new conversation, but she will basically find deals and negotiate deals and then take a percentage for, negotiating them. So this could be the part that ends up going up a bit. But for the year, oh yeah, totally. There's so much potential. That's why this is like an exciting video to do, but also like, ooh, weird. So people have asked me to do it on YouTube, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to put that out into the world. Like, you guys, obviously bought my blog course, so you're serious about blogging. So it's like, okay, this is probably a helpful discussion. Okay. So the sponsored post total for the year is 14,500. Not huge. I mean, that's the, fourth biggest, but we're getting down to the bottom. Actually, no, that's not the fourth biggest. It was a small component of the income. I had a few gigs that paid me, thousands, but then a few that were just dumb that I shouldn't have probably done that paid like less than 1,000. Okay. So that's more at the beginning of the year whenever I didn't understand my worth. And now I understand it better just based on that I can make so much by referring something without the company even paying me, only paying me for a % of a sale. It makes me realize that, okay, if people trust me enough that this thing converts to that high of amount, then brands should definitely pay me more. So yeah, that's like just under 15K. Thanks, Sue. Yeah, because this is like just difficult. Okay, so another way that I've never discussed on here is I probably won't do this forever, but I create videos for some other bloggers. So because I'm in this blogging world, networking with other bloggers, I've met some bloggers who want video content, who see me as sort of an expert in that area because I do create so much video, who have hired me around my local area to come over, set up my lights. Yeah, I'm not going to, Sue. It's too scary. Record videos, edit them, and create video for them. Okay, so that's been totaled under 10,000, but close to 10,000. So it's just another little thing. I go, once a month, and I'll bring all of my equipment, and I do like a little side video production business. So it's kind of not something that's really building my blog, and it's not really a blogging income, but because I'm a blogger, made connections in the blogging world is the reason that I got these gigs. So I'm going to include that because it's part of my income. I have to tell Uncle Sam about it, so it counts. Okay, the next one down is doTERRA. So I mentioned this, and you can build direct marketing businesses. At the moment, I have not done that. I've treated my doTERRA as more of an affiliate link. So I have a free class. People get into my email series, and at the end, they may or may not buy a kit. And the reason that amount, so I said it, I don't know if I said the amount, but it's $1,421. Now, what you can deduct is the oils that you buy. So that includes, those deductions. So that's not huge at all. I think it could be a lot bigger. But at the moment, it's I'm treating it more like an affiliate link than I am like building a business. So it's just a little portion. Okay. So when you add all that up, what's left, which I need to actually figure it out, is about 20,000. And I'm attributing that because, like I said, this part's difficult to calculate, to pillow sales and fabric sales on my Etsy and my website. And the reason that part is so hard to calculate is because Etsy takes fees. I have employees. I have machine repairs. All of that's calculated into my total income for the year. But figuring out what portion of that is so much less straightforward for the Etsy portion. So I'm kind of thinking, okay, the rest of this income is from that. So around 20,000. Now, how is this going to change for next year, for 2019? Because it is going to change. One, I closed my Etsy shop. I'm selling off the last of the merchandise right now. When you look through the income and realize that one Berkey video pays you more than all the hassle of the year that you've put into creating physical products and photographing them and styling them just right, making listings and getting people in your house to cut fabric and sew it together, you start to think maybe that's not the smartest thing to do. When you realize that you can create a course and make double or triple what you made all year on the Etsy shop, that's when you're kind of like, Now that came in the third year of blogging because I had to first build up an audience to even be able to refer affiliate links on Amazon too, and to sell a course. So Etsy shops are like such a good idea while you're starting. It always was a good little income for me. I mean, probably over 1,500, 2,000 a month. But once you start building an audience, there just becomes a time where maybe it won't make as much sense. That's what's happened with me. So I expect that income to go away fully. It will. I closed it. I expect sponsored posts to go up. I think that having more time to devote to sponsorships, I actually already have like $10,000 worth on deck right now, and that's just January, so I know for sure it'll go up. That's where I'm going to put my focus instead. I probably will do less videos for friends just because I'm seeing how much I can make from them through putting them on Facebook, YouTube, doing sponsored stuff. So again, that's like a good side job to do that you can earn through your blog kind of by making connections, but ultimately you'll eventually find that you're going to make more with your audience. So it just depends on the audience there. Affiliate totals, I mean, I'm hoping there'll be more. It's still unbelievable to me at this point that it could be because it's my highest total. I don't want to say for sure on the course portion of this because launching another course, I want to launch another course. I'm seriously considering launching a video course. I get questions all the time about videos from other bloggers, from people who have other online businesses, and I know it would be a good idea. It's just daunting. The amount of work that goes into a course is crazy. The total that you make definitely looks crazy, and in a way it is because it's more than like a good paying job would be for the whole year. But it's still like more than people think to actually do it. But I mean, come on, it makes sense to do. So I probably will talk myself into that. Yay. And if I do it, I've already planned that, it'll be very discounted for all blog course students. So I need to do it. Another thing that will change is I have a book deal. And so my book will come out next year in the fall. And so I have no clue what to expect on that. I don't think books are a huge moneymaker, but it will make more than it made me this year, which is zero. Do I expect to make close to 200,000 again? I have to say my belief is low on that. It's scary. But easily, with all that I've laid out, to make over 100,000 is not difficult when you have an online audience. I mean, I knew at the beginning of this year that I'd make at least 100, not at the beginning, more towards the middle. And that without the course, totally slam dunk happened. The course itself pushed it way higher than that, of course. But without the course, year 3 of blogging, just with affiliates, ads, pillow sales at the time, and sponsored posts, pushed well into that 6-figure range. So, so much potential. I hope that this was helpful for you to actually see some numbers. I know that there's a blogger, I forget her name, but I get her emails, and she sends a monthly income report. It's cool. Like, I enjoy reading it. I remember her numbers to me even a year ago sounded insane. And now I'm like, oh yeah, I can totally see how you made that money. Just even earning like, $5,000 a month sounded so cool, like so cool. So trust me, I get that the numbers sound outlandish at the moment, but it's crazy because a year ago, I could have never imagined I'd be making the video. So, okay, how do you feel you reach your goal of being your home? Oh yeah, it's I mean, the way that I reached the goal is just by, I don't know, at the moment, like right now, it almost feels lucky because right now, like the last 3-4 weeks, we've been so occupied with buying our new house and all that, that I've not worked much. And my income just keeps coming in. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, how am I this lucky? But I seriously, for 2.5 years at least, stayed up till midnight every night, when my kids were asleep. And now it's just like, I mean, I'm not sitting back at all. And next year's going to be crazy. If I want to make this amount of money again, it's going to have to be some like more hardcore work. But knowing now that like I could seriously just create 2 videos a week and 2 blog posts and earn, a little like 78 little. This is funny because my husband always made like 40. So this is like just crazy. But I could easily support my family like with little work. And, to make like the big numbers, I feel like, okay, I should launch another course, write books. But like I could also just hang out at our new little homestead that we're paying cash for and like just make 2 videos a week and like that be it and it'd be fine. So yeah, it feels very unbelievable at this point, or it did feel very unbelievable. Even at the beginning of this year, I was like a little nervous. Like we had a big buffer. I knew my husband was quitting, but I was like, this is scary. Like this is so scary. And now I'm like, how is that scary? Like there's so much potential online that I'm like so confident now. Like it's just, at the time though, like we prepared, like we did not just up and quit. Like we researched, what health insurance would cost. We had like over 30K sitting in the bank. Like we were not going to just, like quit. And I was already also making like consistently, enough, but I was still like, what if the bottom falls out on this thing, That's why you want to diversify. Oh, thanks, Sue. Yep. Books coming. I mean, we'll see how that all goes. Yeah, it's been a ton of hard work, but it now just in the situation that I'm in, it honestly just feels like lucky and crazy because it's like a distant memory, like those really hard times of like doing this all by myself when my husband wasn't here to help me and I had all these kids. And now I'm just like, I'm in this position where I have this big audience. And so once that happens, there's just opportunity after opportunity. Like I could drop a link for something today and make enough money to go out to dinner tonight. And so there's just so much after you get to that point. And it's a lot of hard work up front that like, you just forget that you even did. And I know you guys are all in it. And I see you bringing up things and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. That was like so hard. But it's right now with the way, like when our grandparents were not kids, but our age, 30s, or you guys might be younger or older. Anyways, my age, they had to go to work and then came home and there was no side hustle. There was nothing they could do. Maybe they could like call into, we have something around here called the country store and buy and sell things. That's what my grandpa did. Like he bought tractors and fixed them up and then sold them. And that was it. Like he might make an extra like $50, Now you can seriously do your day, have your kids, everything, stay up from 7 to midnight and build something like this, It's crazy. Maybe, honestly though, seriously, I feel like there's more opportunity on YouTube than HGTV. Like, seriously, do you guys have cable anymore? I don't. Like, I can't watch HGTV, So, like, it still sounds super exciting. Like, don't get me wrong. But, like, I just feel like sometimes with this new world of online that there's more opportunity building a YouTube channel than there even is for those kind of, like, big network type things. But that's just, it's crazy. Once you guys start getting the ball rolling on this, you're just going to see opportunity after opportunity. Because I'm like, I could do this. And like, I know it would all work, like I know that if I did it, there'd be another, like huge chunk. So, any questions about that? I really, really hope that helped. Yes, YouTube has, everybody watches. Like last night, my husband and I were laying in bed and we were watching YouTube. We were not watching, I guess I eventually turned on Netflix because I like that Frozen Planet show. But we didn't turn on a TV. We were on the computer watching a homestead channel that I like, and it's just fun. And that's like where it's heading. So, yeah, I hope breaking it down actually helped you to see where this comes from. All the different like literal ways that it comes in. And also, side note, that tip in the beginning about QuickBooks. You should get QuickBooks. Like, once you start making money, this is my first year I had QuickBooks, and it's a lifesaver. Like, I can see what I made. I can search through and see like what I bought from the fabric store and like what I paid my employees, and just every little thing is all right there. And so it'll make tax season a lot easier, other than like a few variables of like, hey, can we write off childcare? Because occasionally, you know, my sister would come over and help watch the kids. Can we write off electric bill? How about cell phone? Like a few little things I have to ask the accountant. Like, it's really straightforward. And oh my gosh, the year before last, 2017, I was sitting there with like 10 sheets of scratched on paper trying to figure out all my expenses and income. It was terrible. So, Sarah, I adore you too. I'm like, you've got this. Like, there's just, especially you know, with like all that you already have going on. There's just so much potential. So, yeah, for all of you who joined late, you can rewatch. I basically broke down every little tiny bit of income for the year, where it comes from. You can see, you know, where to maybe focus your efforts. Hopefully that helped. Anybody have any questions? I would be happy to answer them. I could also, you know, obviously if you leave questions later, I can answer them in the comments as well. So, all right, guys. Well, I hope that this was helpful, and I don't know if it's what you expected or not, but there it is, all laid out before you. 2018 for the Bass family. So, all right, guys. Well, I hope that you all, thank you for joining in. I do still plan to share the goal setting and the paring down ideas thing. Sheila, with fashion, do you mean like wardrobe or like links for that kind of thing? I do, if that's the question. I really don't. I did do one sponsored gig with ThredUp, which was cool because I like to look nice. And I mean, everybody does. And it was fun creating like a capsule wardrobe. And I think that they've already said, well, they definitely said that they want to work with me again. Other than that, like, I wouldn't be like the one to link a whole bunch of things on like Target and Old Navy and that kind of thing. Just because that's just not, like, I'm more of a minimal, you know, that's my brand. It's how I am. Like, I wear the same outfit every day. And so, you know, in keeping with that, none of my affiliate income is from anything like fashion related. Although I know people who do that do awesome. So if that's your thing, that's cool. Like, for me, it's been like referring a lot of natural things and, you know, like beeswax from like beeswax candles and shea butter and all that kind of stuff. So as far as goals, I'm going to go do that all in a separate live video. So really this video, I just discussed all of the income streams for the year 2018. So, you know, I sat down actually last night and wrote it all out so I could see exactly where it came from. I had a pretty good idea of what was the best, you know, for the year. But seeing as it's the 29th, I might get a few more checks. But for the most part, I think this is pretty much it for the year. So, and then as far as the goals, I just seriously put everything in my notes on Apple. That's my, like, the whole way that I do it. I know a lot of organized people use planners, and that's like the best thing to do, I'm sure. I even have a printable one here for 2019. Don't forget to print that off in your email for the blog course. Me personally, I'm just like a scratch it on a, like, not scratch it, but like in the notes, like, I'm messy, and that's just how I am. I'm not a super planner. Like, I will figure out exactly what I'm going to post next week, and that's fine, you know. Missy, yes, I paid estimates, but they were wrong. And so I paid them because I estimated at the beginning of the year one number, and I made more than double. So I owe a ton in April, and I'm already prepared for that. So my accountant's already figured it all out, and I know what I owe. And so it's budgeted, it's in our bank, and it's not pretty. So next year I will be an S corp, and there's a lot of good reasons for that. This year I wasn't, because and this is really stupid. If any of you understand taxes, you know that I'm seriously going to be like, just what I'm paying because I was not an S corp is dumb, very dumb. But I thought at the beginning of this year, just based on what I was making before my husband quit, so kind of in my side hustle time, I projected 80K, and then obviously it was closer to 200. And so what I paid for the estimates is genuinely what I expected should owe. And then it turned out, just after launching the course and just a few gigs I got that I like with affiliates, that it just was different than I expected. So I've already sat down with my accountant and figured out what I'm going to owe, and just have to, during this house buying process, like, know that this has to come out in April. And so I'm budgeting for that, and we have it. But it's if you end up ever thinking you're going to make more than 100K, be an S corp. So a little late for that, huh? So I don't, Sue. I really don't. She's not geared toward online business. Whenever I sat down with her closer to the beginning of the year and told her what we were doing and that my husband was quitting his job, and she was like, "What are you doing? Okay. So how do you make money?" And this is the same conversation like I've had with all kinds of people. But she's not geared toward online business, but she does kind of know all the rules and what you can deduct. And then, S corp, it's where it's at. Like, I'm going to be paying self-employment tax on that full amount, which is just gonna cost us like a lot of money. Yes, I can. Rachel. I will say that my biggest strategy for all of this about the taxes, record keeping, is that QuickBooks app. It's amazing. You literally just, all your transactions come into it, and you can mark everything as business, and it's all just there with like what you, and not really what you bought, but like where from, and it's just really nice. So the reason that an S corp is the best way to go is basically you are an employee of your corporation. And so you only pay you don't pay self-employment tax on the whole thing. So when you aren't organized like that, like I'm just a regular LLC, that's all my income, instead of me getting a salary, if you will, from the corporation. Instead, it's all mine. I have to pay the self-employment tax on the entire thing, plus the income tax bracket that I'm in. So it ends up being like 30%. It's just wild. It's, it's just all part of it. So, I'm paying more in taxes this year than my husband made last year. And that's just, the nature of it. And as long as you budget and plan for it, and also be smart with all your record keeping, and you're an S corp, you'll be good to go. Yes, you definitely don't need to worry about becoming an S corp until you're making at least 50. My accountant actually says 100. And the reason for that is because there's a new thing where you can deduct 20%. It's like a new tax law. And so it kind of changed the game slightly, but she said anything over 100. Yeah, you pull salary and then save a ton of self-employment tax. Yes, I think it's costing us at least $15,000 by not being an S corp. So there's that. I wouldn't worry too much about it, Rachel. This is the first year that I've worried a ton about it, because in years past, I was kind of in investing mode. So I think in 2017, I think I only really had to claim like 20 grand in income. And this year, after all the deductions, it's, obviously a much different story. So it's, I wouldn't get too worked up about it just yet. Just keep track of all things that could pertain to your business. So if you buy anything that you bought because you're starting a blog, obviously this course is deductible. Anything that you bought, like camera gear, if you're paying monthly for hosting, obviously, if you bought a theme, if you're paying for Canva, keep track of all that, because you can even deduct that from so say like right now you're not making any money on your blog, you can still deduct that from your taxes because it's a business loss. So talk to your accountant or whatever, but it could end up actually just being you can write all this off your current taxes, even if your business isn't profitable yet. So I'm totally not like an expert on this. I will say that the QuickBooks thing is really helpful, but I'm not a details person. And so I'm just kind of relying on my accountant at this point in QuickBooks. So I do like numbers, and I, understand how it all works a little bit, enough to get by. Any other questions about it? I can, of course, let's see here. Did you pay for a trade name? I just trademarked my name this year. So I paid an accountant, I think, or not an accountant, what am I talking about? I paid a lawyer around $1,000 like 2 months ago, just did it. So I have trademarked Farmhouse on Boone. Again, I just did that, and I don't know that it is necessary any earlier than that. I mean, until you have a big audience, I don't really see why anybody would want to steal your name, And at this point, I don't even know if people would want to steal my name. It's just one of those things that you do at some point. And so I've trademarked my name. I've organized myself as an LLC, and I did both of those this year. So don't get too worked up about it, because literally at the beginning of this year, I was still just a sole proprietor. So I don't think it's like super important. I just paid a lawyer to do both, and just, that's a business expense too. So I can write it off, which is good. Or I did write it off. All right. Well, I'm going to go help my husband. I hear all the children. So, thank you so much. And I hope this was helpful. Leave any more questions you have, and you all have a great weekend. Bye.